Hi, I'm Amy Goldberg, a registered nurse with the Elder Service Plan of the East Boston Neighborhood Health Center. The goal of the Elder Service Plan is to keep people living in their home in a healthy, independent, and active manner. We service East Boston, Chelsea, Revere, Winthrop, and Everett. And my guest today, I'm delighted to say, is Stephanie Savasta, who is a licensed acupuncturist, and she has joined the Elder Service Plan recently. So, Stephanie, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you. So now tell me, what exactly made you look into being an acupuncturist? It's a little unusual.
It is. I fortunately got introduced to acupuncture at a very early age, probably 13 years old.
Wow.
I was a gymnast and I acquired a lot of injuries, a lot of sprained ankles and broken feet and sprained shoulder, elbow. And so I was doing physical therapy and other kind of conventional medicine. But I was an elite athlete, so I really needed to be in the gym and in competition. So my mother took me to an acupuncturist, and I started to notice that my injuries were healing in about half the time. So if I had a sprained ankle and the doctor said, you're going to be off of this ankle for, 4 to 6 weeks, I would go see my acupuncturist, and I would be back in the gym within 4 to 6 days.
Wow.
And so it really piqued my interest, and then I kind of continued from there.
So we're lucky that you did.
Yeah.
Well, my next question is, so what exactly is acupuncture?
So acupuncture is a whole system of medicine that uses really fine, sterile needles to treat physical, mental, and emotional imbalances in the body. And it was developed thousands of years ago in China and is now used worldwide as a primary and complementary therapy. It's really great. It's based on this concept of qi, which I like to say translates to life force or energy. And the best way to think of that concept is to think of a garden hose that has a kink in it, or like a knot. And now that flow of water is disrupted, and that's the water that the plants need to thrive. And likewise, when qi, or life force in our body, becomes disrupted, or it's out of balance or reduced, we experience illnesses and disease. So acupuncture really aims to promote health by balancing the flow of qi in our bodies.
And then you do it with needles, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so right away people are like, I don't like needles, right?
I hear that a lot.
So what I'm thinking is,
Yep.
why don't you just show everyone on me
Yep.
about what the needle looks like, and I'll give you my
Sure.
arm.
That sounds wonderful. Most
So-
people are really surprised to learn that about 40 acupuncture needles can fit into one single hypodermic needle.
Wow.
That's how thin they are. They're really thin, they're flexible, they're not hollow like a hypodermic needle, they're solid. And we'll give a little demo right here.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna swab that.
So you'll look at me and see what happens, right?
See if you jump off the chair,
Yeah.
which I guarantee you won't.
No, I've
You'll
had
barely
this.
feel it.
Right.
So, real quick.
Okay, so I want everyone to take a peek at that. So there's a needle. I'm not in any pain. It's this tiny little
It
needle
really is.
in my arm.
Yeah.
And basically what happens is
Just to show people.
Okay.
Just look how thin this is. You can bend it. You'll probably barely see it on the television, but
Yeah.
really thin.
So I've had an experience with acupuncture.
I'll take that for you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I've had an experience with acupuncture in that I had a back problem, and I am now 100% fine. And I go to Pilates,
Yeah.
almost every day of the week, and I have no problems at all.
That's wonderful.
From this little needle.
Right.
I know it.
And normally the amount of pain that people are in when they come to see me or an acupuncturist, I mean, they don't even care at that point, about
Right.
the needles.
So clearly, it's very fine.
Yeah.
It's little.
So thin.
It's not a big deal.
Not at all.
No.
It shouldn't
All
keep
right.
anyone from coming in, that's for
Right.
sure.
So, why should someone try acupuncture?
I can think of hundreds of reasons, but if you refer to the slide, I picked my top 3. And the first one would be, well, it's personalized healthcare. And that's probably one of my favorite reasons that acupuncture is just so amazing. It's not cookie cutter whatsoever. So of course we have some standard protocols and such, but let's say I have 5 people coming into my office for a headache. Each single person will get a totally different, unique treatment based on what they need. And I think that's why acupuncture works so amazingly well, is we really treat the individual and we give, the person exactly what they need to go back into balance.
And it works. I mean,
it does work. And that's, that's a great reason to come in. People aren't sure. They're like, well, I don't want to, come in. Does it work? And of course it does.
Right.
The World Health Organization and the National Institutes of Health, upon clinical trials, so many research studies have all validated that acupuncture works, and it works for thousands of different ailments.
And then you mentioned something to me about prevention.
Yes, prevention is really great, and I think that is something that's overlooked about why to try acupuncture. A lot of people say, well, I feel pretty good, why should I come in? And because Chinese medicine, prevention is really key, and it's something we really focus on. So prevention can look like 2 things. One is you have a disease or an ailment, and you prevent it from flaring up by coming to acupuncture. So, let's say maybe asthma or something like that. The second kind of way that looks is you are preventing a disease from actually starting in the first place. And that could be a genetic condition. We can kind of help with that. It could help with, maybe a cold or flu. Everyone else has the cold right now. And if you come in for acupuncture, we could prevent you from getting that by boosting your immune system. So it can look like a few different ways, but in Chinese medicine, prevention is really emphasized. And I always say, why treat you when you're sick? Let's prevent you from even getting sick.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would ever think of that.
Right.
I really mean it.
Yeah.
You just wait till you get sick and
then you treat it.
And
but
then you come.
Stay healthy.
I know. Let's talk about what types of illnesses people go to see you for acupuncture.
Sure.
Most people think, I think, that it's only for pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had pain down my leg, I'm going to see an acupuncturist.
Right.
But I know that there's much more now that you and I have met. I was very surprised.
Yeah. I think in the U.S. alone, there's 1 million+ people who have sought out acupuncture, which is amazing. And of the majority, a lot of the people do come in for pain, but they're really pleased to find out, like you said, that acupuncture treats more than pain. So it treats kind of respiratory problems like allergies, asthma, emphysema, COPD, ears, nose, and throat problems such as sinusitis and rhinitis, which is kind of that runny nose that everyone has right about now.
Yeah.
Digestive complaints like irritable bowel syndrome or colitis. We even treat mental emotional problems such as like stress and depression, which is really great. And then thousands of other things such as insomnia, all sorts of sleep problems are really common for people. And I'm just so excited that most people come in and they say I have knee pain, and then upon talking to them, they realize that through acupuncture, some of their other ailments will be addressed as well, which is really fun.
Well, some of our patients, participants we call them, of the Elder Service Plan, have had very positive results. So what I would like to do is just to take a moment, and we'll go to the Wellness Center and speak to a few participants who have had positive experiences with you.
That sounds great.
So we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to the Wellness Center in East Boston. We are thrilled to be able to interview a couple of our participants today. So my first guest is Linda Ringles. Welcome to Checking In with Amy. And so we're talking today about acupuncture. So tell me, have you ever had acupuncture before?
Yes, once.
Once here?
Yes.
Yes. And were you afraid?
Yes. Yeah, but it was very relaxing. She put needles where the pain is, and she just lets you relax.
And that felt great.
Yeah, very
So
good.
she's treating you for what kind of issues?
I have arthritis and I have back issues.
Okay. And you started to tell me when we came into this room that you were feeling a certain way last week, and how are you feeling this week?
Oh,
Tell me.
I feel good this week. Last week, I had an arthritis flare up and I couldn't walk, so I had to go in the nursing home for 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but now I'm feeling a lot better.
So the acupuncture you felt
Yes,
helped you?
yes, I did, definitely.
And then you said after you get a treatment, you actually feel like you could just doze off.
Oh yeah, she leaves you in the room and she puts some nice soothing music on for you, and she comes back in 12 minutes. By that time, I'm ready to go to sleep.
And you didn't feel the needles? Or?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No,
Because yesterday, she showed me exactly what she did with the needles, and she did one right on me, and I didn't feel anything at
No,
all.
you don't feel it at all.
I know. So, well, I'm so glad that it's helped you, Linda. And I'm so glad that you were able to take a moment to just tell us about the benefits of acupuncture.
I would recommend it to anybody.
Wow.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
My second guest today is Tom Greenwood, who also is a member of the Elder Service Plan, and we're here at the Wellness Center with him. So Tom, we're here today to talk about the benefits of acupuncture. So tell me, how has acupuncture benefited you?
Well, Amy, I was skeptical when I first thought about acupuncture, but after having with my first session, it's benefited me fantastic. My right arm I couldn't lift hardly at all, and now I have almost full extension.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
I know. So were you afraid, or?
I wasn't afraid, no.
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 You were okay with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now I know you worked for us for many years.
Yeah.
We worked together.
15 years.
You were a driver.
Yes.
So clearly you think highly of the Elder Service Plan.
Oh, I do. I do. Yes.
Yeah. So what other parts do you find about acupuncture that surprised you?
Just the way it works. It's just, like I say, I was skeptical, but after doing it, I just found that a lot of things have gotten better. Not cured yet,
Right.
but they've eased up. The pain and everything has eased.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And the needles, do they hurt, or?
Not really. I had a couple of needles that stung, but she said that's because it's opening up a blockage.
Okay. All right.
And it only lasted for a few seconds, and
Right.
it went away.
Okay. So, Tom, before we leave, is there anything else that you can think of to tell the viewing audience about acupuncture that they didn't know about?
Well, if anybody's skeptical, just listen to this video. And
Right.
I was a skeptic. I didn't know. It's been around for thousands of years, so I mean, something's got to be right about it.
That's right.
If you're skeptical, try it once
Right. And see what you think.
and see.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, you're
and,
very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Being on Checking with Amy.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you all had the opportunity to hear some of the testimonials about the benefits of acupuncture. I think hearing the actual patients talk about it, that's the way we can really learn and then be able to help each other. So acupuncture, can that also go along with other therapies?
Yes, actually, Western and Eastern medicine work really beautifully together. So acupuncture in itself is a very natural, drug-free form of therapy, and it doesn't have a lot of side effects. So the beauty about that is acupuncture can help with the side effects that you might experience from using a prescription medicine, or a surgical intervention or some sort of other kind of conventional therapy. One important thing that I think I would like viewers to know is, with a lot of the pain medications, an increase in falls is really common, in the older population. So acupuncture can help reduce the side effect and then, promote balance, which is really big because, life-threatening hip fractures and breaks, is a real problem. So by using acupuncture, you can actually reduce that side effect in your medication.
This is all inclusive.
Yeah, all inclusive. Yeah.
We have all inclusive care for the elderly.
Exactly.
Acupuncture has all inclusive care.
Yeah, and if you have a surgery or something like that, if you see your acupuncturist before and after surgery,
right.
Research shows that you will actually heal faster and more thoroughly.
I would think another good question to ask you would be, how many visits do you think on the average? Because people, I think when they go to see a new doctor for something, they want to know that. Of course.
That's probably one of the most common questions I get when someone comes into my office. And unfortunately, it is not a clear-cut answer for a lot of people. We have to take into consideration the person's constitution. So are they coming in with vibrant health, or are they coming in with, kind of a weaker constitution? Also, how long have you had the problem? Has your back pain been for 2 months, or has it been for 20 years?
Right.
So there's a lot to look at with that. But generally, acute problems, let's say like a sprained ankle, might take 1 or 2 visits, whereas something that's more chronic, it could take maybe, I would give it at least 6 visits, at least 6, to start noticing some benefits. But it's, you never know. The body is amazing, so there's no cookie cutter answer to that.
Speaking from experience, when I went to my acupuncturist, I had a whole list of everything that I had done.
Yeah.
And he asked me, how has that worked for you? And I said, it hasn't.
Right.
So he said, let's put that aside.
Yep.
And I just changed my whole headset on it.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, Stephanie.
You're so welcome.
This
Thanks
was
for having me.
Great. And I think it's just a new way of people thinking about treatment. And there's so much out there. So we're blessed to have you aboard on our team.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. So if you are interested in any more information about acupuncture or any of our other shows, we would love to send it to you. Please feel free to email me if you would like at checkingin@ebnhc.org, which is East Boston Neighborhood Health Center.org. You can also call us at 617-568-6377. And if there's any information that you would like, we would be glad to send it along to you in a little bag, Checking In with Amy. So we can be a really good stop for you to just come listen to our shows and really grow. And until we meet again, I'm really thrilled that you tuned in again to Checking In with Amy, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks. Bye now.
My parents were always very independent. They always seemed to take care of each other. My dad met my mom when she was 13 and he was 15, so they got a lot of practice. It was really difficult when they were faced with health challenges and started to need some help. It was also really hard on me and my brothers. It seemed like every day we were getting calls. They needed to go to this appointment or that appointment, and it became pretty apparent that they really couldn't live on their own without some help, and more importantly, stay healthy. We're lucky to find the Elder Service Plan. Almost immediately after enrolling, we saw some real change for the positive. All their medical appointments were in the same location, including the prescriptions. If they did need to go to see a specialist, then transportation would take them, and that was a big relief for us. My mom attended the Pace Day Center each day where she could really socialize, and she loved that. When they needed services in the home, that was a big help too. And my dad, he'd still call me every day, but not because he had to, because he wanted to. He'd say, Stevie, you won't believe it, they fixed my teeth. They got me some new shoes today. Just brought some amazing stability to the family. I'll see you a little later today, okay?
Okay.
My name is Lucas Akerley. I'm the activities coordinator for the Elder Service Plan in Winthrop. Today we're doing active parachute games. We have a ball toss with some music. It's fun. Keeping active at ESP is part of our plan to keep you happy, healthy, and independent.
Our mission at the Elder Service Plan is to keep our participants living safely in the community. And we do that in a number of ways, the first being with the physician and the entire team to take care of the person medically. We also try to think creatively and provide other things that they may need, be it shopping service, laundry service. We may provide respite for the caregiver, or even aid visits in our supported housing. We try to be as flexible as possible here in the Elder Service Plan to reach the goal of keeping our participants living safely in the community.
My name is Patty Ferranti, and I'm with the Elder Service Care Program, and I absolutely love it. Just talking about it right now makes me want to cry. Before I was at the ESP, I was always calling my family and having them, pick me up to take me to doctor's appointments and stuff like that. And now now that I'm in ESP, I have the door-to-door service, coordinated care. My doctor always knows I'm coming. They always arrange my appointments. Everything is just so perfect. The program is fantastic. It really is.
Any pain when you do that?
As a physical therapist in the Elder Service Plan, a big part of my job is to help people keep up with their strength and balance. A lot of times I see people after they get injured or some type of surgery, but another part of my job is to make sure people stay active with a regular exercise program so they don't lose the strength and balance they gain back.
What we do is we talk to the person to find out what they want. Do they want to increase their endurance, their strength? Do they want to be able to do things easier throughout the course of their day? We will work with them and develop a plan, and we move forward with it.
We try really hard to keep up with the mission of the program, which is to keep people in the community of their choosing for as long as possible and as safe as possible. Even sometimes just a cane or a walker can make all the difference in making sure people stay safe.
Very central to our plan and what we do here is the patient, the person. And the way we deliver that care is by having a care plan which centers around the person's goals, their choices.
As the medical director for the Elder Service Plan for the last 25 years, I've had the pleasure of watching our program grow enormously. While we started out largely in East Boston, we now serve participants in Chelsea, Revere, Everett, East Boston, and Winthrop. I think one of the real great reasons for our success is our ability to comprehensively coordinate our participants' needs. It's not just seeing the doctor or the nurse. Pharmacists, activities directors, nurses, nurse practitioners, van drivers, dietitians, all of us work together under one roof to keep our members healthy, active, and independent.